Hey, Chris.
Hey, George, how are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for jumping
So,
on.
yeah. No, it's just easier. I was like, Friday, the market's closed. I was like, so yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks for being able to come on early. It works perfectly.
Yeah, like I said, I work from home most of the time, so I'm pretty available. So thanks again. So yeah, I don't want to waste a ton of your time, but I did have some questions, and
Go for it.
so I don't know how you want to work this. If you just want me to
This is
start
this
blabbling or what.
this is your call. So go for it.
All right. Well, just quickly a little bit of background on me. I'm 53, going to be 54 in a week or so here. So been around for a minute. Dabbled in the markets 20 years ago, decided I didn't know enough, didn't have enough money to really do anything anyways. Fast forward to about 3.5 years ago, January of 23, I decided to commit to it like pretty big time. Been in front of the markets every single day since then, thousands of hours at this point, just like all day watching markets and stuff like that. So I've educated myself a ton. I've been in several different groups, everything from some Furu groups I probably shouldn't have been in to some groups that were definitely more focused, but ended up not being for me. Anyways, so where I sit now is I have the basic concepts of things. I know pretty much how I want to trade. You could talk to me pretty much about any strategy, any market structure, any volume profiles, and I can talk with you intelligently about it. My situation sort of is for the last probably 6 months. I feel like I just need a mentor that can sort of help me focus and keep me um, sort of on track because I have found it's almost like I know too much at this point. So I have
And you
a really hard time actually executing.
and,
I feel like
and
for
you
every
probably have this.
move I see that I could get in, I feel like I see the opposite side of it as well, where I'm like, well, shit, this could actually be a short also right here, that type of thing.
You probably
Um,
have a difficulty of discerning which are the important pieces and which aren't.
yeah, yeah, and so I'm drawn to mean reversion, but then people tell me that that's not a good thing to do. Anyways, long story short, a buddy of mine tipped me off. He found you at the same time. He actually just joined as well and signed up for the $50, a month worth of YouTube streams as well. His name's Charles. You probably might have seen his name come through. He
I sent
found
him.
what's that?
I sent him a message this morning. I hadn't heard back from him. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so um, just kind of feeling you out. But as far as the questions that I had was, you know, how much. So I've watched some of your past videos. I've watched you this morning. I watched you on Friday because you were live on Friday as well, and I really like how you do things. But I'm not really interested in sort of magic levels from somebody, just to put it bluntly. I got into that trap once before. I was with a group. The guy posted 5 levels up and down every day. I traded those for a whole year and made money off of them. I ended up quitting that group, not because it was not working, but I quit because it was working. And I just thought to myself, What's this going to look like 3 years down the road if I'm making 100K a year, quit my job, and all of a sudden this guy just stops doing it? I don't know exactly how this all works and where these levels are coming from and all that stuff. So question one is, do you teach like how you're finding these zones, and do you walk your students through that at all? Or is it just, I put out this indicator and that's what it is. That's my sauce.
Well, I'll tell you, the group started. It literally started with what is taught at the beginning of the Core Strategy Academy, three specific bounce levels. And I would assume you've been through my. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Um, Let me move this over. I assume you've been through the become a member page.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it breaks down the nitty gritty
Yep.
of all of this, and it gives you at the Core Strategy Academy, should give you a link, yeah, to the syllabus. So I'm going to go to the syllabus,
Okay.
and in the basic training of the syllabus, You're going to learn three primary core bounce levels. Okay. This is what we call core strategy. We make money one of three ways. One is the battle plan. I keep that track separately.
Okay.
Um, the number of points we make live on Zoom. That's my thousands of hours of trading of what are we looking for today. Today, we were looking for a short off that opening. That is not true every day. That was true today.
Yeah.
Um, so I keep track of those points separately. I can't distill my thousands of hours into you with some videos.
Sure.
Not going to happen. But core strategy is where are we looking for price to bounce regardless of time frame. We do it on a 3-minute chart because on a 3-minute chart we're offered 2 to 12 setups a day just with core strategy. And the levels that I teach you to draw in core strategy are exactly the levels I'm going to draw for core strategy. There should be no deviance, no difference. And in fact, it's part of your training. One reason that I charge an upfront fee is because you are going to go through the training and then you're going to submit your chart to me personally. And I'm going to go over your chart and tell you whether you passed, what's wrong, whether you need to resubmit to where I know you know how to draw bounce level 1 perfectly. Then you know how to draw bounce level number 2 perfectly. Then you know how to draw bounce level number 3 perfectly. And then you're going to put those 3 bounce levels in what I call an end of the day chart. You're going to pull up a 3-minute chart, RTH, and you're going to show me where every short and long existed
Okay.
for core strategy. Okay.
All right.
So you'll get feedback from me whether or not we got to pop on Zoom like this. I'm like, dude, you're getting this backwards. I don't know. It varies for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so that's going to be where you're learning the basic levels. Your levels are going to match my levels because it's black and white, no questions asked. Okay.
Okay.
Now, where does some ambiguity come into this deal? Because there is some ambiguity. The ambiguity comes in, for example, these strong levels. So we were trading just these core strategy levels, scalping them. And as my group grew, I would see each one. I say, okay, guys, I want you to put this level on your chart, this level, this level, this level on your chart, because I think these are the most important levels. That could be a high time frame core strategy level that maybe you didn't see or mark. It could be a nuanced market profile level that I think is important. The strong levels are much more artistry than black and white core strategy levels. The core strategy levels are black and white. It either is or it isn't. These levels that you see here are what I think are the best levels on the chart, taking everything into consideration. One of the things I am really good at is keeping people on the right side of price action. Like you
Yep.
saw this morning, I said, let me scroll up here. Come on. Oh, I'm on it on my drawing tool. This morning, I said, I'm very good at this stuff. And who knows if you'll ever get good at what I'm about to show you. I had this drawn on the chart and I said, this is where it's best place to look for shorts. Then we got down into the green. I said, this is a better place to look for longs. Do I go over that literally every day on Zoom? Yes. Do I show people how to draw that 50 times on Zoom? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you do that completely 100% on your own? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
this is more art than the core strategy. The core strategy is black and white. But some of the stuff, like on Zoom, as I said, hey, guys, and I said it here when we were over here, I said, if we lose this short, if we lose the opening, we're going to be looking to get short to come exactly to where we came to. Then when we got there, I'm looking for a reversal long. I'm sorry, that's not going to be in the first 3 videos you watch in the Core Strategy Academy. That comes
Right.
from thousands of hours on the chart. And one of the things that's very true about my group, most of my members have been with me for years.
Okay.
Why are they with me for years? Because the $100 they pay me is a small fee to have me on their trading team. And that's the way you have to look at it. I'm a member of your trading team. Every day I develop a written trade plan that shows where we're looking to go long, where we're looking to go short. And by the way, that might be 150 points away. And you're like, we're never going to get there. And all of a sudden, holy crap, we're there. You
Yeah,
know?
today is a good example of that, and it's continuing towards that
Yeah.
75-20 that you're talking about
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. There's
So,
some of my members are going to have their first 100 pointer today, hopefully,
yeah,
if they held a runner. So, but notice this short. I outlined exactly where to take your profit
right, right.
and then noted, hey, you should be out of your short now. And if you decide to stay short, which is totally cool, and I've just finished the wrap up video. I haven't, here's, I haven't, here's the wrap up video. I have to go and cut up all of this stuff from the long Zoom, and I cut it up and try to just show what I think were the most educational parts or the best parts.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could have stayed short. I don't know how far price is going to go. I do not. I say that 100 times, but I believe we're in an area where it's better to look for blah, 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 blah. And I have learned that if I can look for the right trades in the right trade locations, the odds of my success jumps through the roof.
yep,
And
right,
that's the key. It's not 22 trades today, although you could scalp that. But
yeah,
I find it easier of being very aware of where we are on the chart. And do I want to be looking for longs or shorts here? And if I can eliminate one of those for certain, I just increased my odds, and you get to watch it every day. So
yeah.
I don't try to convince anyone. A lot of my members, I've only offered the YouTube membership for the last few weeks. Um,
Oh, okay.
most people would have to watch I would stream live every Tuesday, and most of my members would watch 3 or 4 of those and go, "That's it, I'm in." Um, because then they would see the wrap up videos and go, "I was looking for the wrong trade in the wrong place." I don't know. But my goal is just to keep you on the right side of price action, and I do talk pros and cons of all the levels. And just because I take it doesn't mean you need to take it. And just because I call it out and I don't take it doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. I mean, it
So
def
so some of the levels are 100% concrete, some of them are thousands of hours of butt time, but there's no special formula. When I on Sunday when I sit down and I craft what I think are the strong levels, it it I in a different industry, they called it a WAG, a wild ass guess. Um, but it's based upon thousands of hours. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, it does. It
And
does.
so what I used to do is I would tell the guys, "Hey, put these 10 levels on your chart." And I got tired of doing that because then literally they would have to come into the chart and draw every level.
Yep,
And eventually I said, I guess I need to learn how to program in Pine script so I can at least draw these lines on their chart. Now they don't have to draw the lines on their chart anymore. So it's not a magic formula. It's just somebody that's traded the ES chart a long time and said, hey, here's what I think are the 10 most important levels. That don't mean trade them necessarily. But when I look at them, literally when we look at them today, how well did they play? They played phenomenal. And we draft our battle plan trades around these levels as well because they have proven to be really, really good. So it's me putting high time frame levels on your chart. That's all that is. That doesn't mean trade them.
yep, gotcha.
But the longer you're in the group, the more you'll love them. And I had one guy. I said, "I'm quitting the group because you can't teach me how to draw your strong levels." And I said, "No, I can't teach you how to think that I think that's a good level.
Right, right.
I can't teach you to think how I think that that's a good level." But our system is not based on strong levels, but I can tell you right now, I wouldn't want to trade without them on my chart because all they are high time frame levels I think are important. And it makes an easy way to give them to you is through an indicator. And the reason why I started crafting the battle plan is because I needed a way, in all honesty, I say it almost every morning in the AM briefing. I want fewer, higher quality, pre-planned, mapped out trades. I trade better when I do that. If I just sat down on the chart right now and you said trade, I don't like that.
Yep.
I've got to zoom out a little bit and say, well, where in the heck am I? Well, I know because of where we're at right now, you are already long holding a lotto runner, hoping that we can finally break this and make it to 75.20. Or I'm in a section of the chart I should be looking for a short. That short already played. You don't be shorting this now. So I got to know all those things, but I like to do that before the trading day ever begins. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
right.
battle plan.
Yeah, I mean I like that. I mean that's where I struggle is I have stuff drawn on my chart. I do the work before the session starts, but then I find myself through the day just constantly going, well, this looks good. This maybe here, maybe this, maybe there's just too many things going on. So I need to like refine it down. That's kind of what drew me to you from watching your videos and stuff, where it's just a more calm, thought out approach.
We are a calm, thought out group, and we only
Yeah,
trade live this time frame. Why? This proves to not be worth trading
right.
over, so much so that you just have to close your and go the trading unless we hit a battle plan trade. If we hit a battle plan trade, I'll trade anytime. If we come into a battle plan mapping, I will trade anytime. But I know because I've done the detailed analytics on myself and every one of these core strategy levels, the best time to trade is here. This time is not great. And then in the afternoon, maybe. But so those are our three buckets we make profit. The battle plan trades, where do we want to go long? Where do we want to go short? You could spend 15 hours on our YouTube channel and go back week after week after week. I can't publish them every day because I'm a busy dude too. But so battle plan, and then what do we do live on Zoom? I can't teach you exactly what I do live on Zoom in 2 months, and then those people don't last anyway, which is fine. But we will continually map out, and I can continually show what I'm looking for. That but I don't know.
No, I mean that's good. Um, yeah, I mean I like everything so far. My only question, like I could see myself continuing to pay for Zoom for sure, just to have, your input and all of those things. And quite frank, and I'll just be completely honest with you, I would pay $100 a month right now for um, access to the group and continued YouTube and all that stuff. The only thing that I'm questioning is the $500 up front. And just to be completely honest, no offense, I don't know who you are. I don't know what your track record's like. I mean, you seem great, but handing somebody $500 for just kind of like,
Yep,
you
don't
know,
do it. Don't
yeah,
do
I
it.
mean, yeah. So
Here-
I just I want to see more. So hopefully the YouTube thing, like you said, people watch you on the live and
here-
they're ready to jump in,
I
and hopefully
understand.
that's well.
I understand the path. And I
Yeah,
also understand if I made it $100 a month, my group would triple and I would have so many yo-hos, I would be kicking them out so fast.
that's exactly right.
So I've got to be honest. The
Yeah,
fight
no, I
keeps
get it.
out the riffraff.
Well, and I'll tell you the honest truth is I told my buddy, we were talking about it, Charles, I said, I get it. I get why he's charging $500. One, it's probably to keep the people that aren't serious out. And two, he put a lot of work into that course and
What
stuff like that. He doesn't want somebody coming in for $100 and screenshotting everything and piecing out after a month. I
what
mean, I get it. I totally get it. I
I
just don't know if so.
and that's exactly right. And in one way, it's not like it's a Discord group and you're joining a Discord group. And that's what you get is the Discord group. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry, you're getting some really cool freaking stuff. Like this right here, this Chrome extension right here.
Yep.
Um, this is so freaking cool. Because what it does, for example, I'm just going to show you. I don't know if you've ever even seen it.
I haven't. No, yeah, I
Where
loved it.
I'll show you. So there's two Chrome extensions really. You get one of them is called this is called Chart Buddy. This thing does TradingView automation for you. I'm going to show you some things. So
Okay.
first of all, I'm going to draw a level on my chart, and I want you to see what just happened. I'm going to tell you exactly where to look. I'm going to do it again. So you see this Monday folder here? You
Yep.
see this Monday folder?
Yep.
So watch this. I'm going to draw a level on my chart. It puts it in the Monday folder for me. So
Okay.
everything I do today is going to go in my Monday folder. That's really sweet. You know why? Because when I go to the end of the week, I have a Monday folder. Tomorrow, it'll make a Tuesday folder for me automatically, a Wednesday folder, a Thursday folder, a Friday folder. And then on the weekend, I can come in and go to my Monday folder and bring up everything that I had marked on Monday. That's just one little cool automation. It keeps my object tree clean. Or I can go into my settings and under the object tree, I can say, you know what? I want you to put all of my drawings in one folder for me. So I'm going to pick my session levels folder. And now here's my session levels folder right here. So now when I draw a level, I want you to put it in my session levels folder. See how that worked?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's really freaking cool.
That is
Now,
cool. Yep.
now let me share the next thing. For example, I'm on a 15-second chart right now. Well, what I want to do is I want to switch to a 3-minute chart. I want 2 indicators on, and you know as well as I do, that takes 15 clicks. Well, now I can come in here and I can click battle plan. And what that's going to do is it's going to do all kind of automations for me, but that is going to set up my chart. Let me reload exactly how I want my chart to be set up. I can come in here and say, you know what, show me. Here we go, battle plan. I'm going to click. Actually, let me turn these off. I'm going to just turn these off. I'm going to click battle plan right here, battle plan. So what that does is it changed my chart to a 3-minute chart. It loaded my battle plan indicator and it loaded my strong levels indicator for me. Now I want to say, all right, I want to go to a 30-minute chart. Now it's going to switch my chart to a 30-minute chart, turn off those other indicators, and turn on my trend lines folder
Huh.
by pressing one button. I want to, so there's things called layouts. So you should have a saved layout. I have a layout for my 4-up indices. So I want to click that. It's going to switch now to my layouts. I want to look at SPY and SPX. I want to look at oil and Bitcoin. I want to go back to ES.
That's cool. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, versus you could come up here and click 3 minutes, and then come over here and click on and then you with me?
Yep. Yeah.
Or
Oh,
I can
I've done it. That's how I do it.
or I
That's
can
how
come
I
in.
do it.
So
Yeah.
this is not just some guy who put together a little guru Discord group.
Right.
There's a lot that goes into what has been created here. And I'm
I
just
think
showing
I
you.
saw it like in their journal or something too, right?
Yeah, I'll show you that next. So this is Chart Buddy. What Chart Buddy does, just it manipulates your chart for you. Okay. For
Okay.
example, I can come in here and press cycle. We know we should be rotating through time frames, don't we? So
Yep.
so there's a cycle button that you can turn on to go automatically for you or to remind you. But if I hit cycle, it's going to it went to a 30-minute chart. It turned on a couple of my folders for me. Now it's going to a daily chart, turning on my daily levels for me. And then it's going to go back to my 3-minute chart and reset me.
Nice.
How cool
Yeah.
it makes using TradingView so much smoother. So in these settings, just real quick, you you can actually yeah, this is so cool. There's a thing called object tree cleanup where it will go through and tell me what every indicator and folder is on my object tree. I can rearrange these folders and then hit cleanup, and it will in one instant rearrange my entire object tree to be in this exact order. That's
Oh
really
wow.
sweet. If you
Yeah.
one of the things that I drill early in the training is you've got to become a master of your object tree. It's almost like when you're high school and you're in chemistry and you had a journal. I mean, you know, your lab book that needs to be organized.
Yeah. For
um,
sure.
so you can create actions which does multiple things. For example, um, I'll name it essentials. Pick the symbol. What time frame do you want it on? Which indicators do you want to turn on, and which folders do you want to turn on? and that saves that action. And so it'll do all of those things at once for you. And there's toggles where you could, and there's layout. It's just, for example, you get all of this programming already done. I'm sorry. I don't want to hand that to someone who just gives me $100 today.
No, absolutely not. No, like I said, I totally get it. I definitely get it.
Sorry.
Yeah. But this,
So,
I didn't know about all this too. So is this something you just developed, or are
yes.
you a programmer
Well,
by trade?
not by trade, but by passion.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things, one of the things that's real difficult. You honestly get so much with membership that it's very difficult to explain it all. But right here it says Chart Buddy and Trade Buddy. I need to put a video there that explains those. I don't think anybody reads that crap, but I do explain it. But I need to put together a video. So that's Chart Buddy, because that helps control your chart. I'm just going to turn that off, so that's out of there. This is only for my AM briefing. Let me turn that off. So let me show you Trade Buddy. So Trade Buddy is another app. It's a Chrome extension. This used to be a standalone app that was Mac, PC, and Linux, but it became a bit of a pain in the butt. And this was not easy to figure out. So one of the things I know is traders who journal become better traders.
Yep.
Period. End of story. No question about it. Journaling can be a pain in the what. It just is. So how can I make journaling easier? Well, one of the things that I think makes journaling easier, and maybe it's because I'm definitely more of an artist than an analytics guy, is I like to annotate my chart. So when you press the extension, this pops up, and you can annotate your chart with a certain number of stickers. This is literally on my chart. It put it in my Monday folder.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
So
Okay.
literally it inserted that into my chart. So now, um, I don't, TradingView should buy this from me. Um,
It should.
you
Yeah.
know, and where was my take profit? I even have my battle plan mappings, how they would look. Let's say this was a battle plan mapping. Now I can throw that on my chart. So a beautiful way to annotate my chart. By the way, if you didn't want to actually write a journal, you could do a picture journal as an example. By
Yeah.
the way, this saved it all on Monday. Could that possibly be valuable if on Saturday you wanted to review each day and all of your markings were in your Monday folder?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then your
Definitely.
Tuesday folder, then your Wednesday folder, then your Thursday folder, then your Friday folder. Yes. You can do things like this. Let's say the day was over and you did that 30 pointer, and let's say this thing holds on to a 100 pointer. You did 130 points. I can press this little down arrow. Now it's an image inside of my TradingView chart. So now that's saved in my Monday folder, and I'm getting a really good thing here. I might want to come in here and I want to add a note. My notes, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I can hit this
Yeah.
little down arrow, and now that's inserted into my chart as a note.
Huh.
Pretty freaking cool so far, right?
Yeah. That's pretty
And then
cool, man.
in the journal, so this was my journal I was writing out today. And so let's say this was my trade, and I come here, I click this camera button, it takes a screenshot of that and inserts it into my journal now.
That's cool. So where does
Right?
the journal actually live? Like, how can you go back and see all, is there a place to see all of it
Yes.
together?
In fact, and so by the way, all of this lives on your machine. I don't have
Okay.
access to it. Everything is stored on your computer. So it is for you. So whenever you become a full member, you will be able to get a link to go get the Chrome extension, and you're going to download um, a journal HTML file that's going to live on your machine. So I'm just going to go tell it right now where my journals are, and it'll go and grab all those journals for me. And now it'll take all of your journal entries and give you a full dashboard of everything there. I can look at my individual entries. Um, if you're tracking individual trades, which I could show you if you're interested, it'll give you more information. How to build out your trade plan. It gives you the exact template to go through and build out your entire trade plan. There's a trade analyzer software with it where you can download your CSV files if you're using Tradeovate or NinjaTrader, and it will take those files and then crunch it and give you all kind of data based upon your trading. This is be the way to learn. Am I a better morning trader? Am I a better New York lunch trader? Am I a better afternoon trader? So it does come with a full complete dashboard with it to where that data that is saved on your computer, you have access to it.
That
So
looked like a pretty robust set of stats there. You went kind of fast, but it looked like it had just pretty much everything you'd
oh,
want to stat wise,
it has
right?
everything it has not only does yeah, it's got like it's really good. This is not something just thrown together in a weekend.
And that's
Uh,
that's only with Ninja and TradingView though. A CSV
well,
from any other
and
thing wouldn't work, would it?
here's what I've told people: if you use a different broker, most of my guys use TradeAvate for their cash accounts.
Yeah.
Um, um, but if there was a company that you used, I would just say, "Hey, give me a sample file. Just give me one row. I don't care, and I will create it and add it to this." You know, if you're using Tasty Trade or you're using somebody else, I don't mind adding it. Um,
I
I
use
know
AMP with the main thing is I'm a Quantower guy. I've used Quantower for years, and it can spit out CSV files, and I can actually select which parts of the CSV file I want included. So maybe it would just work. I don't know.
I don't know, probably not because it has to be mapped. For example, with Ninja Trader, if you download it from their online versus their desktop app, they're different CSV files.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
So it's probably got to be properly mapped. But I would be willing to do that for anybody because I want you to have access to that data. Because that data, for example, there's two things here really important. Number one, it would tell you when you trade best, but it don't tell you which trade setups trade best. So, for example, on your trade journal here at the bottom, there's an add a trade. And what this add a trade does, it now allows me, I want to journal this exact specific trade that I want to track over time. So, for example, this is where the tags come in. Let's say that was a battle plan trade. Well, now if I click battle plan in my in my dashboard, I can now say, show me every battle plan trade. Show me every battle plan trade on Monday. Show me every battle plan trade that was a long. Show me every battle plan trade. You with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your CSV file isn't going to tell you that. It can tell you whether or not you're better at longs or shorts, which time of the day you trade it. Um, are you holding your losing trades 5 times as long as you're holding your winning trades? The CSV files can tell you that, but this trade tracker here tells me which of my trades. So, for example, on these tags, you could add a 3-minute tag and a 1-minute tag. I want to see all of my battle plan trades that I entered off of a 3-minute core strategy level. Now you're building a database of information that you can go back and lean on because you're not going to remember that yourself. So the beautiful thing about this is this lives right here on this little panel. Whenever I need to journal, I just open it up and I add my notes.
Yeah, that's sweet. I mean,
But
honestly, man, I'll tell you what, like you should be leaning harder on this with people like upfront on your website because look, everything that you just showed me right now is like that's a ton of value that doesn't really on your website doesn't really go into detail on. Like honestly, paying $50 a month for TradeZella wouldn't need to happen with what I just saw right there.
yeah,
So
I've had many people get rid of those subscriptions. In fact, I said,
yeah.
"Could I put that on my website and them not get mad?"
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, hats off to you for developing all that and coming. I mean, that's amazing stuff. I'm truly
you,
impressed. Like
I
that's
and
really cool.
I can promise you, you've never seen anything like this either.
No, no.
No, it
Really,
just I know it's not there. And also, let me show you another feature here. Let me hold on. Let me just delete these.
I mean, I love the fact that you can just annotate it, take a screenshot with one button and
Oh,
go. Just,
isn't that nice, dude?
yeah, that's so cool. So
Um,
cool.
let me show you this. Actually, I am recording this. I was like, I should almost make this a recording. Um,
You
think
should.
of joining. Um, so in my group, there people have public journals because they want public accountability. So one of the things, for example, in this, there's a share button right here. Okay,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna show you this. When you hit the share button, it creates a JPEG for you in this beautiful format like this. It copies it to your clipboard, and then when you're in our group, if you want to share your journal, all you got to do is hit that share button. It makes a JPEG of it, puts it in your clipboard, and then you can paste it in the group.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That's kind
That's
of
good stuff. That's good stuff
kind of
for just being a passion project. I mean, there's a lot of passion in there for sure. Yeah.
so let me
Again, hats off, man. I mean, that's good stuff for sure.
so let me show you another thing. So we've got our strong levels and our battle plans, right? Let me just
Yeah.
pull that up. So for example, down here's battle plan 1. Well, with Trade Buddy, in the settings, you'll have to put in your TradingView username. It verifies you're a member. Um, so if you click the little level there, it gives you the battle plan note.
Yeah.
Those are the notes from the battle plans from the website. That way you're not trying to go back and forth of what they are. Then I can hit this little down arrow. Now it's a JPEG that's on my computer that if I was going to do a screenshot and I wanted to include the battle plan notes as part of my trade journal, I could do that.
Wow.
So let me just go here, Academy. So in the battle plan every day at the bottom, by the way, it wasn't too long ago, my traders had to go draw these on their own chart. Making
Yeah.
this an indicator every day is very difficult. It is I could show you the programming behind even just putting this mapping on your chart. It'd blow your mind.
Oh,
Um,
I bet. I
but here's the battle plan notes. So instead of you trying to go and look at the battle plan notes, and because what I used to tell people is like, why don't you copy this and
yeah.
come back in here your chart and paste it, and now it's in your chart. So I've greatly improved the usability of that by um, doing that. So every night I update the battle plan indicator so that these mappings are drawn on your chart for you,
Yeah.
and the battle plan note is setting right there.
So do you think it's better? It looks like you guys are using the web version of TradingView. Is that what's best to do? Obviously, you have to use the Chrome extension. So
Yeah, you answered your own question. I
yeah.
used to have these as apps that would set on your computer that would do this, but gosh, dude, trying to create an app that's Mac, PC, and Linux,
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't want to be in that business. Um,
Yeah.
so Google, you have to submit the code for this, and Google approves it, which means if it works on my computer, it's going to work on your computer exactly as it was intended.
Yeah.
I'm a Mac user, so I can create any app for Mac, and it works perfectly on a Mac. Does not necessarily mean it works like that on a PC. I've learned.
Yep, that's right.
So I had to transfer all of these things. In fact, the previous chart buddy, I'm gonna show you. Um, hold on. How do I? Where? Hold on. Why are you over there? Let me try this again. It doesn't matter. But it was an app that lived on your computer, and we could use it through the TradingView app. But now that it's a Chrome extension, if you want to use it, I'm having to relearn some of my own shortcuts I used to do on the app. I'm having to relearn it on the Chrome, which is fine, whatever. But yeah, really cool.
That is
So
really cool.
so yeah, like I said, you're not just joining a little Discord group, watching the live stream on Discord. It's way
Yeah.
more than that. I'm very big into trader development, and because of that, I've spent an enormous amount of time creating this stuff. For example, I'll show you one of the things I did this weekend. So you can, in the settings, you can create different checklists. So for example, let's say you had a pre-flight checklist. I use a lot of aviation stuff. So before you can take flight, before you can trade, what would be a pre-flight checklist for you? And now you can create that pre-flight checklist. You can add you an image there. Let's say you said, you know what, I need to review my entry criteria before I ever enter a trade every time. These checklists live here now. If you want to, you can hit this little button. This will pop out, and now my checklist is a different floating icon um, that I can use now that when I'm going through my AM briefing, I want to make sure I've done everything. It's done. Boom, check marked. I'm out. Just another trader development tool. because people know they should be doing a checklist before they start trading, but do they do it? No, because it's too difficult. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now all I got to do is open up my journal. There's my pre-flight. So before the day begins. And now, will you do it? Well, I can't make you do it, but I can't make it any easier.
Yep. I mean, that
Assume-
just summed me up perfectly. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a hard time doing it. So
well,
that's why I'm looking for a mentor, someone that can keep me on track, that
what
just
and the
rams
group
up helping me every day.
and the group helps you do that because you don't see anyone entering a trade for some whacked out reason that you don't understand.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like, ultimately, I would like to find a group that trades like I do and that, kind of
I
leverages up each other and stuff like
I
that.
can't promise they trade like you do, but I can promise you we're all looking for the same trades for the same reasons in the same trade locations.
Yep.
And we
How
do
old is
that.
your group, by the way?
What's
How
that?
how how old is that group? Like, how long has it been around?
4 years?
4 years. Okay.
I started at I literally started it out for free
Yeah.
because I wanted to teach people how the core strategy stuff works. And it is morphed into way more. And more than half of my members right now um, were members my very first year and haven't left. Why? Because I make them money. I have dudes in my group that make multiple five figures a month. You'll never hear from them. They'll never say an actual word. There's people in my group that I only hear about their successes through private messages. Like I don't even like I've never even heard that dude talk. I don't even he has never it's amazing. They're there though because the mappings work, the strategy works, and they feel guilty if they leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are a small group. There's no question about it. But it's designed that way.
No, I mean, I prefer that. I've been in groups that are huge and you just kinda get lost in the sauce. I was actually in a group, the longest group I've been in, um, was honestly amazing. It was probably the best, group of very intelligent traders that I'd ever been in, but it was
Okay.
huge and it was people going all different directions, and it was just honestly
It's a zoo.
completely, it's like you
It's
had
a
to sift through everything just to try to find any kind
it's
of
a zoo.
any
Yeah.
so,
And I tell everybody, we let's keep it on system. I've had many people come in and try to improve it. George, have you done this? Have you done? And they'll go off and they'll always come back and go, they'll go off on traders have a shiny object syndrome problem.
oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
think, man, if it was this one thing, and sometimes that one thing is, no, you're not tracking your performance, you're not tracking your emotions, you don't know when you trade best, you don't know which setups you need to avoid because they're just not your trades. And just because Justin took it or George took it or Chris took it doesn't mean that's your trade. And it's learning to finding your subset of the system. For example, I have people in my group who only take battle plan longs. Period. End of the story. They will not take any other trade.
Yep. Yeah.
They have found their subset of what we do. And that's what they wait for. They're on Zoom waiting for us to get to a battle plan trade. If it becomes obvious that we're not going to get towards a battle plan trade, will they just roll off? They come back tomorrow because they know the rest of these setups aren't for me. The people who took the short this morning are different traders than the ones who took the long. Sure, some of them took both, but I do know these are two different traders.
Yep.
And just
And neither
because
one of them are you.
you know,
You didn't take a
so
trade today, correct?
I did not take a trade today.
Okay.
I did not take a trade today. I should, as I said, when we were up here, I said if I was up 120, if this was Thursday, this is actually what I said. You'll see it in the replay. If this was Thursday and I was up 120 points, I would be short right here because
Yep.
I would have points to play with. It's not my normal trade. Number one, it's short. I'm a 90% long trader.
Yep.
When I take shorts, they pay. I mean, heck, I talked to two of them here, this one and this one, but they weren't my trade where I'm interested in actually shorting. It's what we should be looking for. The right trade right here is looking for shorts. Doesn't mean George needs to be in it, but I know who is going to take it. I can call them out by name by who's on Zoom. I know who took it. And then the long, I know who took those. um, this is
Yep.
really what, as a group, I am engineering you towards this trade, not that trade.
Yeah, those are
If
tough to catch. They happen
if
quick.
if someone looks at this chart and the first trade they're trying to find is a short, they're going to be frustrated in my group unless they're not being successful and they know that is something they really need to stop doing. And it takes a while to reprogram people. ES is a better long instrument to trade. You never have to short ES to make all of your points.
Yeah, I mean, it's just natural drift. So right there, you have edge just because you know it naturally drifts up. I'll tell you, just to give you some props. After this morning when you got off, this is what I texted my buddy. I said, "So he didn't take a trade today, even though there were great moves he called out. He didn't because it didn't fit his plan and give him what he needed to be confident,
It
including the
didn't.
part about not wanting to start the week with a short and wanting to wait for a battle plan play. Great
Yep.
lesson, honestly." So,
Absolutely.
I mean, that's that's the exact stuff that I need is you didn't take a trade, and it was actually great for me to watch that and just see you just said, "I this isn't what I'm looking for." I mean, but yet you called out 2 amazing trades that made a lot of money. It
Yep.
just they weren't trades. That's where I need to go as a trader, and, I have the tools to find trades. I just need help filtering out what's mine and what's not mine and calming me down and making me confident. So,
And once it got this really good bounce off the bull bear, I knew it was time to go long. Could I have taken that trade and justified it? Absolutely. I could have. And what I call it is, can I journal that trade? That's my line mostly. But on a Sunday, Monday, I'm very, 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 very picky. Um, because I know through my own data analytics, Mondays are not that great in
no,
general.
me too.
In general. So I want something that I can, I often tell my traders to only take trades that if every time you entered a trade, I had it routed right to our trading floor in our Discord group and it says Chris went long at 74.60. And you had to
That would change things. Yeah.
justify that trade. Could you justify it? If not, should you really be taking it? So
Yeah. Good point.
well,
Well,
thank you for the feedback. Maybe
yeah,
I
man.
should display some of these tools a little bit more. But just for that example, that's one reason I don't I don't have starting out at $100 a month. I just don't. It's not worth it to me, and that's why honestly I did the YouTube membership. I said I know I will make them their $500.
Yep.
I will
Yep.
make them their five. And in fact, if we make it to target at 75.20, one micro was $500. I just
Yep.
paid your admission fee to the group. So you
Yep.
made 30 here. So I'm just very curious. So we did 30 here, and I recommended take profit at 30. And let's say that you're literally in this long, you're up 70. I literally just paid your $500 fee today live.
Yep.
Not a recap video where you go, yeah, that's what they did.
Yep. I did take that long, by the way, but I cut it
Good.
around 74.50, somewhere in there.
Still a
Or
great
no,
trade.
no, I cut it at 70. That first line there is where it was like a 3-hour trade, um, but my buddy took that short this morning. He's been an NQ trader having a really hard time with the spastic movement at NQ, and I've been in his ear to start looking at ES just because he trades levels and zones, but he's trying to do it on NQ, and I'm like, man, that thing's like a head, And so his first trade was in your group this morning, and he made 20 points off that initial flush. Cut it maybe a little early, but for his first ES trade, I think he did pretty good.
Well, it's really hard to trust some dude you've never seen that puts a magnet on his chart and says, this is this is where I think we're going, this magnet.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. My traders love when I put a magnet. They're like, okay, I gotta stay. Do we always make it? Of course not. I don't know. But
yeah.
I know enough to know this was the most probable location we were going to go if we lost the opening. That's all. That may not be true tomorrow, though, dude. That was true today.
Yep, exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, hey, I appreciate your time a ton. I think you probably went a lot longer than you normally would, so I really appreciate you just spending the
well,
time with me now. And honestly, going through those tools is huge. I definitely see the value. So I'll catch you on YouTube for sure, and
all right,
probably a membership at some point.
all right, buddy. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Take care.
See ya.